Hey guys, so today I'm looking at another recommended video to me. This one is called Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, it's a unbiased history inspired video, so not from Dovahadi himself. We've actually seen another video like this. Oh man, I forgot the YouTuber, but point is, we're not stranger to Dovahadi inspired videos, and this one is from a YouTuber known as Random Historical Stuff. The link to this video and his channel will be down in the description. And yeah, he seems to be another YouTuber who, attempted to fill in the dark hole that Dovahadi left when he kind of quit his Unbiased History series. So this will be really interesting. And yeah, this one's about Basil the Bulgar Slayer, one of just the best Roman emperors, especially of like the Byzantine era of Rome. So yeah, I think he got the name obviously because of his exploits against the Bulgarians and that event where he blinded hundreds and hundreds of them. So yeah, it'll be really cool to kind of see how this is depicted. And yeah, so I don't really have much else to say other than we should probably get right to it. So yeah, if you enjoy my channel and enjoy my content, commentary, and want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, feel free to please like, comment, and subscribe. It'd really help me out a lot. Now with that said, and now without any further ado, let's get to it, shall we? Let's watch Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, unbiased history inspired.
Basil II, one of the most important emperors of the Byzantine Eastern Roman Empire and the person who brought the final period of prosperity to it. Born in 1958, he was a Porphyrogenitos, meaning son of the current emperor. His parents were Romanos II and Theophano, a Greek woman from Sparta. He also had two siblings, Constantine and Anna Porphyrogenita. Everything was going well until his father suddenly died at 24 years old. But who could have done that, I wonder? It was his wife. Yep, but Basil was too young to rule, so the seat of
Isn't it
emperor
always?
went to Nikephoros Phokas, who had just returned from his reconquest of Crete. Nikephoros then married Theophano and became the guardian of the two children, and everything was going well. God damn it, Theophano! John Gimiski, Theophanos' lover, and herself conspired to kill Nikephoros. However, he could not marry Theophano because she was hated by the masses, so he would either have to exile her or just not become emperor. Gimiskis thought about this for a long while. After all, it was a tough choice to make. Theophano would be exiled to Principos. I think now is a good time to talk about Basil Lekapinos, the president of the Byzantine Senate. Now you might be asking yourself, what the fuck did the Senate do by then? The answer is absolutely nothing, and there were 2,000 of these fuckers. Anyway.
I was having that thought a few days ago, where I was like, yo, like, the Augustus, like, kind of kept the Senate around after the whole Civil War stuff, but obviously the Senate didn't have as much power as it did pre-Julius Caesar and Augustus Civil Wars and the aftermath of that. Obviously the Senate, but like after a while, I'm just like, they were kind of just there. I'm sure they did stuff still, but like, obviously at a much more diminished rate than the Republic. But sometimes it's funny to joke, like, what the fudge were they around for? I'm sorry, I just had that thought. It's hilarious.
Lekapinos had become filthy rich by seizing properties left and right. Gimiskis noticed it though and moved to stop him. Gimiskis had suddenly died, and now, being of age, Basil II and his brother, now Constantine VIII, became emperors, with Lekapinos being an advisor. The first thing the brothers did was recall their mother back from exile, although she would die a bit later. Smelling blood in the water, another big landowner, Bardas Skleros, revolted against the emperor, but he was defeated with the help of Bardas Phokas and some.
As someone, I actually bought back in January last month, I bought my first Total War game. I purchased Rome 2, Total War, and I've only done like 3 campaigns, 2 in Macedon as Macedon, and now I've started my newest campaign as the Seleucid Empire. And dude, the amount of civil wars and like revolts that I've had, I kind of understand now the Romans in a little bit, because just trying to keep all these people down is wild. So like I'm kind of starting to get an understanding. And boy, it's kind of annoying after a while with the politics and trying to keep all these families like Parthia, Egyptians, the Jewish families in line, and some of the revolts and even some of my satrapies turning on me, and then me having to march all the way back to just put it down. Oh boy, it is annoying.
Some Georgians. Finally, now Basil could tackle the problem of rich landowners. We have to bring him down. You are asking me to revolt against my emperor? No, of course not. I was talking about the garden. I mean, we won't let him take a single square meter of land from us. What the fuck is a square meter? Who were you talking to? Something about bringing someone down. Oh, it was nothing, don't worry about it. Phocas went ahead and revolted, and Skleros came back to support him. In the meantime, Vladimir of the Kievan Rus grabbed Kherson in Crimea, but promised to give it back if Basil would let him marry his sister. Which would be a first, since the sister of the emperor wasn't gonna marry some barbarian king. In the west, the Bulgars with Samuel as their leader started taking lands from the empire. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, the Fatimids also took advantage of the situation and took back cities that had been previously conquered by Nikiforos, Phocas and Zimiskis. So with all this going on, you might wonder, what the hell is Constantine VIII doing? Again, man, spending the treasury's money at strip clubs. It's not my fault, bro. Look at her. That's a fucking cow, you idiot. What the hell are you talking about? Huh. Constantine had no interest in ruling at all. The empire was now at the mercy of the forces of evil surrounding it, in an extremely weak state with every enemy inside and out attacking at once. But Basil was determined to crush every single one of them, starting with Lekapinos, who was banished to Crimea, where he would die. The Rus were next. To sweeten the deal, Vladimir offered 6,000 soldiers to Basil in exchange for his sister's hand in marriage.
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
So one and Vladimir
Great deal. Like I said, like I'm happy that I became a Total War player, because man, this is me. Like when I like I said, when you started the Seleucid Empire, everyone's on you. Your satraps are turning on you. Everyone's declaring war on you. And then there comes a point where I'm just bribing people to like either join wars against my enemies or just to leave me alone and just try to make deals and like arrange marriages. So like I'm like a part of me now has a newfound appreciation for like all the politics I see in like videos like this, like in Rome, because I'm like, dang, I'm finally starting to kind of get it a little.
got married and the Rus became Christians. Keeping his promise, he sent 6,000 elite Scandinavians to Basil. They would be the beginning of the Varangian Guard that would last for...
The Varangian Guard, the Chad Guard, or rather, basically the better Praetorian. Not that that's hard to do, because the Praetorians kind of sucked, let's be honest.
Almost 500 years. That dealt with, it was Bulgaria's turn to face his wrath. Basil led an attack against them himself, but his army got crushed at the Battle of the Gates of Trajan and he had to retreat. He would try again, this time more diplomatically, to make the Bulgars fight amongst themselves. He sent a letter to Samuel's brother informing him that he could marry his sister. Yes, the same one that he gave to Vladimir. She's beautiful. You're not only a traitor but a dumbass as well. Basil left the Bulgars for later and decided to go against Phocas, who, upon seeing Basil, suffered a stroke and died. Skleros surrendered without battle, and as a punishment was blinded and died a bit later. That's a good punishment. I wonder if it will come in handy later. Now to go further to deal with the Muslims. Basil ran to the Middle East with lightning speed, reaching it in just 16 days. The Fatimids instantly got scared shitless and ran back to the Sandwich where they resided, with their emir dying shortly after. Only a couple of years later they decided to attack again, but Basil easily defeated them, getting back some lands. With all other threats dealt with, he could now face his strongest enemy, Samuel, who had expanded even further. In only a few years, Basil took city after city and it looked like the Bulgarian Empire was about to collapse. Samuel then said,
Fuck it.
and attacked Adrianople by surprise,
Oh my
plundering it.
gosh.
However, on his return he was intercepted near Skopje, which fell after battle, with the treasures being retrieved and returned. Samuel now knew that he couldn't
I remember, like, Samuel and, like, we did watch the Bulgar Slayer series by History March, and yeah, Samuel and Basil had I'm remembering quite the rivalry for so many years. And again, the Bulgarians kind of like were the masters of ambushes, because dude, if you took a drink every time the Romans were marching and the Bulgarians just attacked them during a march and destroyed their armies, that's literally the first encounter Basil had with them. Many Roman emperors fell for that same trick. And like I said, as I play Total War Rome 2, it's my first Total War game, and I was learning things as I was going. And I figured I was like moving throughout the map, but I was moving so slow. And then I figured out you can do a forced march, and I was so happy. I was like, dude, I can like move across the map so much easier. Little did I know that it left you vulnerable to ambushes. So whenever I did the forced march, I'd immediately get jumped and lose a lot of part of my armies just trying to fend off the ambushes. I finally understood what the Romans felt when they fought the Bulgarians, you know? It is quite the, the thing to go through.
mess with Basil, so he switched to a defensive position. Years would pass without significant changes, but after a while Basil would move to the final attack. On the 29th of July 1014, the Bulgars would give it the roll at the Battle of Kleidion. But it was not enough. Their army was completely destroyed and Samuel escaped. Basil thought real hard about what to do with the 15,000 Bulgarians he had captured. In the end, he decided to split them into hundreds, blind 99 out of which 100, and then let a single one-eyed Bulgarian lead them back. When Samuel saw his blinded army, he suffered a heart attack and died.
Honestly, that is quite the statement to make. Like, I wouldn't want to mess with a dude who did that, bro. Again, Basil wasn't playing around. The dude could be very diplomatic, but yeah, his wrath was actually terrifying.
From that day on, Basil would be remembered as Basil, the Bulgar slayer. Also from that day, he would be equal to the Antichrist in the eyes of the Bulgars. A single mention of him is enough to make steam come out of their ears. Bulgaria would continue to fight, but the war was lost for them. Basil had won. Seeing the destruction of Bulgaria and fearing that they would suffer the same fate, the Serbs and Croats surrendered to the empire, becoming vassals. Before returning, Basil celebrated a triumph in Athens. After everything he's been through, one could say he deserved it. Next, he would slap the Khazars to complete destruction, and then give another slap to the Georgians who dared to stand up to him. Basil was now at the top of the world. He had conquered everything. Georgia, parts of the Middle East, Bulgaria, the rest of Greece, Hogwarts, Runeterra. In his final days, he was planning to retake Sicily, but unfortunately, he ran out of time in this world, dying on the 15th of December, 1025. He was the person who ruled the longest, 49 whole years, and the final emperor, in my opinion. It's all downhill from here. Even so, the legacy he left behind would exist and materialize 900 years later, inspiring the Greek people, who once again faced the Bulgarians in the field of battle, with people like Ion Dragoumis, who would fight in the Macedonian struggle, and Penelope Delta, who would write the novel titled In the Years of the Bulgar Slayer, and would let—
Dang, I gotta check out that novel. Oh man, I didn't... Wow, he ruled the longest, huh? I didn't know that. Wow.
become the leader of the Greek Red Cross, helping countless civilians during the Bulgarian occupation of Macedonia during the First World War. It's tough being an emperor. You're still fucking alive, are you kidding me? Constantine would die 3 years later, because of course the shitty one of the two lived longer. So
yeah.
He out the video in honor of Basil, Nicephorus I, and all of the Byzantines who lost.
Yeah, the Romans at times, usually the worst emperors kind of lived too long, you know? And the good ones went out too quick. It kind of sucks.
Their lives against the Bulgars. Let's see the work of Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer.
Yeah, the dude was just great. It's gonna get a reminder of the Bulgar Slayer. Guy was amazing, bro. Um, Overall, yeah, like I said, another really enjoyable video. It is cool that some YouTubers have tried to really, you know, carry on the spirit of unbiased history, which again I felt is unfortunately what's robbed from us. It's one of my earlier series on this channel, and you know, it is something that I do hold dear to me. So it's always cool to kind of be reminded of unbiased history, and you know, kind of wish that Dovahadi would continue it, though I understand his fear of the retaliation that, you know, certain groups of people would probably not be pleased. But, which is unfortunate because I think he's hilarious and, you know, he made fun of everyone equally. But oh well.